Hello and welcome to the first module of Introduction to Philosophy. This video will serve as both an introduction to this module as well as the course as a whole. This course is a course about Intro to Philosophy, which basically we will spend this module getting used to what the course is about with the syllabus, looking at it and taking a quiz over it, as well as looking at what is philosophy, and I have some lessons as well as the textbook has some information on that. And so you should go through both those things and get a pretty good idea of what philosophy is. But the other thing is that, as you look, I want to kind of just introduce you to this module format, that each of these modules, this one is the shortest of all the modules, it's only a week, and the rest of them will be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, except for the final, which will be 1 week. But that is just taking the final. So each of these modules will be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks after this, but basically there's a checklist, and you should go down that checklist, print it off, perhaps would be the best idea, and then, kind of just put a little check mark next to each thing as you complete it. That would be my suggestion. So, with that said, as we embark here on what is philosophy, we are doing an Introduction to Philosophy course, and I wanted to say that, this is one of my favorite of the philosophy courses because we kind of just do a little bit of everything. We do a little bit of philosophy of religion, we do a little bit of ethics, we do a little bit of metaphysics, we do a little bit of logic, and we do it all very quickly, and we go through and we kind of just get a taste of it. So it's a nice survey of what this thing called philosophy is. And while this whole lesson, this whole week served to answer that question, the thing that I always think about with philosophy is it's people who ask this question, why, deeper and deeper and deeper. I was, I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but I will say it here. I think it's sort of like a philosopher is a person who gets to that stage when they're, 2 years old, 3 years old, and they're asking questions constantly. And they never lose that. They constantly want to know, well, why is it that we do it that way? Why is it that we think reality is this way? Why is it that this is the ethical way to do things? And so that is sort of where philosophy is born, is out of that concept. And I was just thinking about this from the perspective, my son right now is a little over 2.5, and I have another son who's a little over 1. And my 2.5-year-old is just asking questions constantly, and he'll say, ask the same question, he'll ask it over and over again, and he'll point out and explain things to me that I've explained to him, very simple things, but he'll ask the same question 4 or 5 times, why is it this way, where is that at, things like that, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I find it fun, and when he asks the question 6 times in a row, I always answer him enthusiastically, maybe a little less enthusiastically on the 6th time in a row, but I always answer it pretty enthusiastically. And I think that's part of why makes me a philosopher, as well as, I enjoy that about my son at this age, is I like that questioning stage. I like constantly asking questions and wanting to know more and more and more, and that's sort of what this class does. But it also asks these questions that we all have assumed, and we're going deeper and deeper into the subject. Alright, if you have any questions, I want to just mention that anytime you have questions, email me, call me, text me, stop by my office. That's sort of the key. Always be willing to reach out to me. You can feel a little isolated at times in an introductory or an online class, but don't let that scare you. Go ahead and just reach out to me and say something. That's what I'm here for. And, don't be afraid to ask questions. I don't know if you're struggling unless you let me know. And so just send me an email and say, I'm struggling, and we can try to work it out. Alright, thanks.